Hi everyone, it's Liz here. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be sharing a project that I'll be making, a tutorial with Charming Forest, which is my Calico Collage design team project. This is such a gorgeous kit. I'm only selecting a few ephemera pages and some of the what would be journal pages, and I'll be making one of the small passport size traveler's notebook tag books like the one I had done before. And I'm just going to grab my little template from my template bag as I showed you guys in a previous video, and this will be for the pages that I'll be using inside. So hopefully you'll enjoy the tutorial, and I hope it makes sense what I'm putting together. So the first thing you will need is to cut your pages at the length of what the pocket would be in the page itself. So 7 inches across, the full page length is 8 inches from top to bottom, and you'll be scoring at 3 inches for the pocket. Now I like using my templates because then I can place it on top of whatever I will be cutting, and then I can select what I like best for placement for where my pockets are going to be, etc. So as you can see here, I'm just trying to figure out what the best placement will be for where I want my pocket and where I want my actual pages to be centered. So I've cut this page to size, and I'll be cutting the rest of the pages for the same size, which is about 7 inches and 8 inches top to bottom. But I'm also going to be showing you at the end of the video a tip that I've seen on how to cut your pages so that it doesn't get that strange raw edge at the top sometimes, or wherever you're cutting. When your cutting board is not as sharp, it doesn't make a clean cut. And so I've seen a way to do it, and I'll share that with you guys as well. Now you'll also need to select a page for your cover, cardstock, or whatever, and then I'm adding one additional piece for the center of the TN because I thought I would do a double-sided page for the center. So I've got about 5 pages for the actual book plus the cover that you will see, and I'll show you first how to do the scoring and then the cover. So I'm going to be showing you the scoring sections. So for the pockets, you'll need to score the bottom of your page at 3 inches. So you'll need to make sure that you have the page facing the right way where you want to score for your pocket at the 3-inch mark. So for me, this would not have been the right way to do it. I would have flipped it to mark the 3 inches at the bottom of the page. So here I'll be scoring my pocket, and then I'll be showing you how to score the center of the page, so when you fold it in half it becomes your pages in your passport, in your TN. So bottom of your page, you'd be scoring it at 3 inches. Make sure that you have the paper facing the right direction, which would be at the lengthiest part, which is 8 inches before you score. So here you would score at the 3-inch mark for the pocket, as you can see here. And then you would score the center of the page at 3.5 inches. And this way, when you fold it, you'll see how your page comes together. So you've got your 3.5-inch mark for the center. Fold that in half. You would fold up the bottom for your pockets, and then you've got your nice page starting. So I have gone ahead and folded the other pages as I'm going to show you, and now I'm just going to figure out placement because I think I want to put some pages with the pocket on one side and flip them to have a plain side on the other, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a bit. And then I'll show you how to make the cover. For the cover, you will need a piece of cardstock or wherever you're using, and I'm going to be scoring that or cutting it at 7.5 inches across and 5 inches top to bottom. And as you can see, this gives me a little bit of an edge left over. You can make it smaller if you don't want that extra bit of an edge. It's up to you. So I've gone ahead and added the cover. I cut it to the size of the measurements I showed you, and then I've placed my pages with some of the pockets facing in or out depending on where I want them. I think I'm going to leave some pages to add photos and stuff, and then the rest for the tags. Now if you can see the way that I've cut the cover, there's a little edge on either side that sticks out a little bit more than the actual pages. If you don't like this, then you can just cut your cover a little bit shorter than the measurement I gave you, or you could just cut off 1/8 of an inch on either end when you folded your cover. I think I will be doing that because then it'll fit nicer inside this TN cover. So I'll be showing you here, as you can see, my cutting board is a little bit dirty there. You can see that the edge is not nice and flush. There's a lot of little bits and pieces that are hanging from it. And so I'll be cutting this piece of cardstock just to show you how to get a clean edge. So what I've learned is if you use another piece of either cardstock or just scrap paper and you put it at the bottom of the page that you want to have the clean cut on, then it kind of helps for some reason get you that clean cut. Now the edge, the actual blade might be not as sharp, or something could be causing this. I haven't quite figured out what does it, but I do know that if you add a piece of paper underneath the image that you want to cut and have that clean cut, it comes out really nice and clean. So as you can see here, there's no little bits and pieces. Everything's nice and straight and clean of an edge. And the bottom piece as well sometimes comes out the same. And of course one of the edges is usually just a little off, which is the one that I won't be using. So hopefully this tip helped. Stay tuned for the rest of the tutorial on how I'm going to finish this TN, and I hope you're enjoying the tutorial. Questions, comments, please leave them below, and I will see you guys with the next part.